Cows lose, cows lose, cows lose. Um, Tough loss. Don't want to get too high. Don't want to get too low. I actually am already at halftime of the game of my rewatch. I'm gonna rewatch again, uh, and then I'm gonna put it away. Um, One of the more since I've been a fan and since I've like covered the team for people, one of the more like losses that you just like, okay, like that wasn't supposed to happen. Um, One of the more losses to where I say to myself, okay, humble yourself, staff, fans, content creators, national media. But I think one of the things that really bothered me today was the undiscipline of the team. And people are going to say the penalties. The penalties are number two. To me, it was the way that the way that the defensive line fit the run. And when I say defensive line, I want to make myself very clear. I'm talking about Micah Parsons. He's at the top of the list. Um, we'll get to the Cowboys sitting their whole offensive line. We'll get to, you know, in the season, guys, we'll be fine. It's early. But I want to make sure that I'm very clear about this. Micah Parsons at times does too much on the defensive line, not getting set, playing too out of control, sack chasing. And I want to make sure I'm very clear about this. The first run that Dobbs had was completely on Parsons. It's just that's what I teach my kids. Is built into all our run fits. If those defensive ends are gonna fly a field and he's the read player, Josh Dobbs keeps the football, runs for 42 yards down the field. So I want to start with defense, and we'll talk about blame here in a second because I obviously the offense in the red zone wasn't good. And I got a few theories behind that. Number one, you're playing with three backup linemen. So in the red zone, like 20 to 20, Ganon's defense, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give you that run game, 20 to 20. Then in the red area, they're going to squeeze it. And when they squeeze, you have to have plays. What Kansas City was able to do was they sat those two safeties back there, and Kansas City ran crossers, and they made you declare what you want to do defensively in the Super Bowl. That's what Kansas City. That's what a great play caller and Andy Reid did. I don't think that Mike McCarthy was as bad as everybody seemed is making him seem. But the problem is your offensive line. Like you can't. This is the NFL. You can't. The drop off in linemen from Tyler Biotis to like I didn't even know who was our backup center. I thought it would have been Bass or one of those guys. And then TJ Bass is in. And it just bugged me to see Tyron, Zach just sitting on the sideline and Tyler Biotis just sitting on the sideline. Are you a better team than the Cardinals? 100%. But today you got out coached and you got out schemed. So let me start with the defense. To me, it looked like Dan Quinn didn't have guys prepared. We give Dan Quinn a lot of credit. We need to start giving him a little bit of blame when it comes to his scheme and his game plan because it looks like the D line is flying so far upfield and they're running pin pull. They're not even trying to drive you off the ball. They're running pin pull. They're running these gap schemes that basically just let you fly upfield and the run is hitting underneath you. Connor, Rondell Moore. You let Rondell Moore go for a 40-yard touchdown. Leighton Vander Esch looked so slow on that play. It was awful. J-Ron Curse, love him. He's on Twitter. He's talking great, this, that, and the third. And Curse takes a terrible angle, and that's a 40-yard touchdown. Just runs past the whole defense. I think Micah has to settle down. Like, he's good in the line. The line actually, and he's not good. He's out of this world. Everybody knows that. But you still have to play sound football. Like, it's almost like one of those things. It's almost like watching John Morant play basketball. Yes, Ja, we know that you can do a 360 windmill. Everybody knows you can do a 360 windmill. Hey, but Ja, like, don't do a 360 windmill when you could just get the layup and not come down, and you get what I'm saying, and hurt yourself. Like, bro, just get the layup and go down and play defense. And I think what Michael was happening is he's there. The whole defense is sack chasing. They're chasing sacks, and so you're chasing numbers, you're chasing stacks. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? I do have to stop the run. Yes, you do have to stop the run. Like, there are teams who are gonna say, I think that we can run at the Cowboys. Gannon was on the Eagles staff that ran at the Cowboys. And what did they do? They ran at the Cowboys. Give me a second, y'all. I'm drying clothes. That's just what type of day it's been. Like, everything's just annoying me. Give me 1 second. Let's let the chat box get in here. Jeez Louise. Get out of here. Gracious. All right, guys. I'm sorry about that. So, yeah, and so, it's just like on offense. I thought that the offense for the first couple games have been doing a great job of not big game chasing. Can you guys hear me? Give me thumbs up if you guys can hear me. I thought the offense had did a good job of not big game chasing, big play chasing. But I thought that, just to stay with the defense. Now, I'm going to be honest about the defense here and what I saw. Um, I did not. I know people are gonna say Bland was. I didn't think that Bland played as bad as people. Like, I don't think Bland's play is what lost you the game, guys. I don't think that, like, we need to just stop. Like, Diggs isn't walking through those doors. So I know he's hurt. Trevon Diggs is not walking through those doors. Um, I hate to say it. Trevon Diggs is not walking through those doors. It is what it is. He's not going to be playing football for the rest of this year. So, like, just talking about it, talking about how bad, speaking on how bad Bland plays, that's your corner for right now. I'll tell you what I was alarmed by. The linebackers look slow. And this is why, I had a few people who really fought me on guys like Overshown, maybe more Marquise Bell. Oh, wasn't it? And I do like Clark. I like LVE versus the run game, but it was just times out there he just looked slow. There were times out there where LVE, like, I'm watching the ball spill to the flats, he just looked slow. I mean, just is what it is. There's times in the game I'm like, man, I would love to see just Y.A. Thomas in the box, because nobody's, stepping up, making tackles and filling gaps. I think, I don't know. As far as Mozzie goes, I don't know what people expect a run stopping D tackle to do. He actually didn't play bad, to be honest with you. Mozzie actually did a really decent job filling gaps. if we're being completely honest. Mozzie did a really nice job filling gaps. He did a really nice job. Like when I say filling gaps, fitting the run. Your star, Micah did not play good football. This I'll never forget when we played Washington last year. Yeah, it might have been last year. That's what they were doing. Um, they were. I won't say they weren't pushing him around. They were just using his speed against him. And that was one of the deals where I'm just like, I want Micah to get better with that part of his game. Like Micah, you got to know. And this is my last point about Dan Quinn in this defense. If there's one thing that I wanted to see, you're playing Josh Dobbs. He's not gonna drop back, and you got to know that the Cardinals aren't gonna drop back and let you throw the ball. Excuse me, they're not gonna. The Cardinals are not gonna drop back and let you and throw the ball and let you rush 6, 7. I mean 6. I mean they're not gonna just let you just rush. They're not gonna let you do that. The ball was out quick. It was scheme things. They're not just gonna drop back and just let you rush one-on-one with their left tackle. They're not gonna do that. And it showed yesterday. So defensively, I just wish Dan Quinn would have knew, like, hey, these guys want to run the ball. Hey, these run schemes are on film. And it just looked like we just didn't have a game plan. And that's on coaching. That's on Mike McCarthy. He's the head coach. But I think what's happening in this building is they just say, well, Dan, you run the defense, I'll run the offense, and I'll be the head coach. And that's fine. But the problem is Dan Quinn got out coached today. Like, Dan Quinn got out coached today, unfortunately. Dan Quinn got out coached. I won't say that Mike McCarthy got out coached. And we'll talk about this offense, but Dan Quinn got out coached today. And that's just, that's just the way of it. There's a safe space, guys. I don't mince words when I say certain things, but this is a very safe space. But I just got to be completely honest with you. Like, Dan Quinn didn't do a good enough job. He didn't have this defense prepared. It is what it is. We got to be completely honest. The Cowboys gave up 28 points to a Cardinals team that, yes, they jumped up big on the Giants, and they actually were up big at times on Washington, but they couldn't close either one of those teams out. I mean, the Marquise Brown, I like him, but I'm gonna say this. You cannot. Now, the real problem is Gilmore is still a very good corner. But if there's a receiver out there with speed and he has to chase, it's bad. If there's a receiver that's on the move, Gilly just can't do it anymore. And it showed today. It showed bad. So, obviously there is no need to panic whatsoever. Defensive side of the ball, I think that we're not going to say that Gilmore's washed. We're not going to do that. There's no need to panic. We had a bad outing. This is the NFL. So you go into Arizona and you think that you're just going to – and that's what Dallas did. You can tell by the way they play. Listen, the truth of the matter is this. You go into Arizona and you sit 3 starters on offense who could have possibly played. You thought that you were going to cruise through this game. And to be real with you, Arizona probably felt that and took it personal. And that's why you lost. Let's be honest. The Diggs injury was a big situation, but it's not the type of adversity to where you lose to a game. You lose to a team that's clearly trying to lose. So, like the Cardinals don't want, I don't think they want, listen, the Cardinals don't want Kyler Murray to be their quarterback. And I honestly don't think they want, I don't know. I know they don't want Josh Dobbs to be their quarterback in the future. I mean, great job for him today, but he's a journeyman. And that's why I'm more upset than anything. It's like, we're going to talk about this offense and the red zone. We're gonna talk about all these things, and it's rightfully so. But you lost to Josh Dobbs, a career journeyman, and you didn't just lose to him, but you got 28 points put up on you. I don't want to hear much about the red zone. This defense allowed 20, and honestly, the Cowboys didn't turn the ball over. So, I mean, losing to Joshua Dobbs, allowing Josh Dobbs to score 28 points scares me. Um, so it is what it is. I see we got trolls entering the chat. That's all good. We could take it. Um, uh, well, nah, if you're gonna keep saying the same stuff, I'm just gonna get you out of there. So anyway, now let's talk about the offensive side of the ball. And I want to be very clear, guys. It's okay. Wins and losses happen in the NFL. It's fine. You're 2-1. You weren't going undefeated. Did you want to lose to Arizona? No, but you're going to lose football games. This is the best thing. Honestly, this is one of the best things to happen to you this year because it'll show what type of team you really are. Like, hey, Micah, you talk about all of these things. Hey, Micah, I really want to see you, like, don't say it, don't crawl. You want to be the best defender because I'm watching TJ Watt, right? And I do think that Micah is the best defensive player in the NFL. But I really want Micah to do a better job with his run fit. The first play of the game was on him. It was on him. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. That was on him. So he just has to do a better job with his run fit. I think that he will. I want to make this very clear. I think that Micah was good at times. He caused a hold. He still got a sack. I mean, Micah's going to make Micah plays. But if you want to take the next jump and really take that leap, amen. So, I did like the way DeMarcus Lawrence played. I like the reps that Osa gave you. I like the way Bland played. Like, outside of that pass interference that it looked like incidental contact, but the ref just threw that flag for whatever reason, but he picks up the flag on Michael Gallup. I thought that was Bush League, but it is what it is. Okay, so moving over to the offensive side of the ball, then we'll talk about special teams. I thought special teams was really good outside of the holding call that negated the long play. I thought that hurt. The long punt return, I thought that hurt bad. If that because so that was that one stung me. Because Turpin, I should say, oh yeah, Turpin's due. He's due. And Turpin gets you a long play and boom, penalty on your backup linebacker. All right, let's talk about this offense because that's what everybody's going to want to talk about, and just is what it is. People want to talk about offense. Offense is what it is. I thought that the offense, I'm actually more upset about them not scoring on the 4th and goal. I think that was before the half. That one was like, that one hurt me. I didn't like the play design, but I also I don't know what's going on with these tight ends. And I'm going to say that again. I don't know what's going on with these tight ends. Like, in moments, I just don't like any of these tight ends. Ferguson is like just okay. He's not like, I never thought that I would say this. And I know, like, last week, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. Last week I said, I was on with Vash and I said, I didn't miss Dalton Schultz. I miss Dalton Schultz. I miss him a lot. Like the Schultz security blanket was just flat out. It was something that was needed. you know, but Ferguson, I don't know, like he just doesn't provide any pop, and then Schoonmaker is a really good blocker, but it's just gonna take him time. Um, so that's just like I don't know, man. Like to me, like we just don't have a security blanket for Dak. And then now what's happening is in the red zone, teams are just sitting on CD Lamb. But like him and CD Lamb just have no chemistry in the red zone. I don't know. I mean personally, I don't know why CD Lamb didn't make a better effort on that fade ball. I don't know what that was. I don't know what happened on that play. There was no effort on that fade ball. Um so that was like interesting. Um and then like Michael Gallup plays a great game, but then they throw the penalty. So it was just like, man, it was just a lot of stuff, man. Like, but then let's get to the interception and let's get to the red area. That pick that Dak threw, absolutely can't have it. You know what I mean? The interception that Dak threw, that's just inexcusable. And so to me, what happened was, and the way that I'm seeing the offense being called, they're trying, like Mike's calling the offense to where they're trying not to throw interceptions, and then you're so passive and you're taking no shots downfield and you're not being aggressive to where when you need to make a play, you have to press. They're trying, the offense just seems as though you're trying not to make a mistake that you're just gonna make a mistake at when it's least, like not one time did I see any deep middle of the field shots. Not once. Not once. I'm pretty sure they had a safety over top of CD Lamb. Cool. But to me, it's like, oh, they did go to Michael Gallup, but it's just like, oh, where is the seams? Like Gannon is running two safeties. That's what he does. We don't have any seam shots, and that's what I'm saying by like, you can't tell me that they don't miss Schultz. Even if Schultz isn't good in Houston, I don't care. He was good in Dallas. And I just don't know. And then like one thing that I've noticed about Dak Prescott, I've absolutely noticed, he does not want to run anymore. I don't know why he won't step up in the pocket and run. Like I literally don't understand why he's not stepping up in the pocket and running. So that's the offense. I'm gonna give more. I won't say blame, but I'm gonna give more. I He had one run. Yes, he had one run. He did have that one run where he escaped. But I'm just talking about like in the pocket, he's not stepping up in the pocket. He's drifting. And that could have been the O-line. I'm going to finish and get back to it and cut some film up. But I think one of the things, first of all, and this is just the guy's honest truth, you overlooked this team. So let's just start there. You overlooked the Arizona Cardinals. Vegas overlooked the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they were a 12-point favorite, and we lost by 10 points. So you overlooked the Cardinals. But number two, and most importantly, is I think that Dallas has to get back to attacking the middle of the field. They have to get back to attacking the middle of the field. I think if we can get that taken care of, I think that we'll be in good shape. You weren't going to win every game. As far as blame, I'm going to go defense. I think that the defense really is like Dan Quinn gives these guys a lot of like, hey, you guys do your thing. Hey, J-Ron Curse, you the leader. Hey, blah, blah, blah. And I believe that the players are accountable. But like, dog, at a point, you gotta play like that, or give me Wanye Thomas in the game. I hate to say it. Like, give me Marquise Bell in the game. LVE, I don't know, man. Like, I'm done. So that's 25 minutes of me ranting. I think if I had to put a bow on this, I would say you got a quick turnaround to get ready for the Patriots because Bill Belichick is 1-2. What are the Patriots record, guys? They're coming to your place. Bill Belichick is a really good defensive coordinator. He's a really good coach. And I think that he's going to use some of what Arizona did. And oh, by the way, the Patriots have a really good defense. So I don't know what's going on with this O-line. And my last thing is this, and I'll leave it with this. I don't know why the O-line, like, we're playing this game as though like we're just guaranteed to get into the playoffs. Like, hey man, you better win these games. You better hope that, Philly gets knocked off, or you know what I mean? Like, I get you're trying to play the long game, and I'm with that. But like in playing that long game, you better get some rhythm going with this O-line. You can't run out. And they didn't play bad. But the point is, when you playing with backups, you're not going to be able to just push the ball in there in the red zone. Oh, TJ Bass is good. He's a backup. So, on a positive note, I really like the way Hunter Luepke played. I really like the way that Rico Dowdle played. I do have a few questions about Tony Pollard in the red area and how physical he is and how much he can hold up. But this is the truth, right? Everybody wants the backup running back until they get the backup running back. And so don't forget, everybody wanted Zeke out of town. And I'm with you. But the difference is when you have Zeke, one thing you know for sure, he can punch the ball in. One thing you know for sure, he's a big body to tackle, right? Not so much with Tony Pollard. Like even with O-line issues, Zeke can punch some runs in. Not so much with Tony Pollard, guys. So, it just is what it is. I mean, Brock Hoffman didn't play bad, but I mean, he's a backup center, dog. Chuma Adoga didn't play bad, but he's a backup. Chuma Adoga actually played well. Hunter Luepke played well. He got the little up back carry, then he got the little play in the flats. Like Hunter Luepke is really, really good. But I just think that if I'm gonna place blame, I really, really, really want this defense to play better. If they're gonna be this doomsday Dallas defense, and they are, then honestly, you need them to, or you're not going to go anywhere. If the defense doesn't play well, because this offense, I'm telling you now, like I've seen this too many times, and in Dak's head and his mind, he's not going to push the ball deep and take chances because he doesn't want the interceptions to even be a thing anymore. Like he'll rather just play it safe, get out the season. So, like that's just where we are. That's just where we are. So, that's 30 minutes, guys. Dang, it doesn't help. TJ Watt has 2 sacks tonight. And TJ Watt plays the run really, really well. I just think that Dallas has to put this one behind them. It's tough. It is what it is. But Dallas has to put this one behind them, and you gotta get ready for the pass. It was an ugly loss. But it just is what it is. Let's get to this super chat, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you so much, Jose Jacobs. Chicago, I'm sorry. You cannot trust Dak and McCarthy going forward. Well, so here's the problem. I don't want to play the coordinator blame game. 1 week we love Mike McCarthy. Next week we hate him. Let's just give it time and stay patient. There's going to be growing pains. It is what it is. I'm not going to do the whole compare and contrast thing to him and Kellen. I'm not going to do that. I saw a lot of people on Twitter, hating on Mike McCarthy. I'm just like, whatever. That's what people do. to me, it's just defense. So it is what it is. And players got to execute. Like, no way, shape, or form should Dak have ever thrown that football into triple coverage. I don't care what the play call was. Throwing that ball in triple coverage was awful. It's awful. And so it is what it is. All right. It's your boy Foots. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. That's just my thoughts. I wanted to get that out and go live and kind of talk to you guys. But thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. All right. Peace.